Electronic Arts, EA. Now, this one just absolutely exploded to the upside. And I've got some interesting analysis in here. Their earnings missed. Their revenues were a little bit better, but they put in a $1.2 billion buyback, and the stock is moving up on the buyback. It's the right time based on our analysis also, as let's just take a closer look in here and you can see that these bottoms pretty much came on time. You can always look at the declining phases and the rising phases, and you can see the bottoms as they form in the cyclicality. When you get it a little bit early, then you end up getting a sense that there's anxious buyers in there. When they go down for a little longer period of time, you get a sense that there are a lot of sellers out there. Here you could see an explosion to the upside right there in Electronic Arts. Somebody must have known they were going to buy a lot of stock. It moves up into this giant fib confluence. I actually think the stock is a short. And a lot of time when stocks announce buybacks, they go up a lot and then they just stop and then they start to ease back because the buybacks, well, they take a long time. Here is where you can see it. If you look at the daily chart, this analysis got ahead of it. Here's where the slim ribbon turned positive. And it was positive through right in here. You got some stalling going on right in there. And then, of course, the news of the buyback comes out and the stock explodes to the upside. I actually think it's going to stop pretty soon based on this resistance area and the fact that, $1.2 billion on this stock, well, it isn't all that much, and over a long period of time, it may not be that much support. But these things are starting to move right now, and they're jumping ahead. And I know that the stuff that I've been talking about Bitcoin and weakness in the world markets and all that, is the buyers are starting to sneak into these stocks. AG in the silver category up 16%, Hecla up 8%, PAAS, which is Pan American Silver, up about 6%, GDX up about 5% on the week, and Goldcorp, GOLD, and AU, those two gold stocks up about 5% on the week. There is money sneaking into this gold area, so I want you to look at some of those stocks. I'm just going to put one of them up for you so you can see, and then you can go back and look at the rest of this group, and you'll be able to get a sense for a group that is starting to make an important bottom. So here is AG, First Majestic Silver. This has got some interesting patterns in it, and again, you can see the cyclical analysis that we always have in here. And when you look at the timing, the area of bottoms and rallies, that was this one right in here. And when it broke down, like I just told you, I thought NVIDIA was doing, it brought you the long decline like it was supposed to. Then you get into this area, and by the way, a beautiful diamond that made the low, and you got a rally, and now you're coming down right into this time period, finding the support at the same spot, and now moving up and engulfing that bar. That is really bullish, and we would expect a pop in here up to about 11.5 at a very minimum. Yeah, that's a giant move in First Majestic, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of a peek at the patterns that are forming, and make sure that you go watch that video, and I think you'll see some things of value. Here is Marriott. Look at this thing extending to the upside. Their earnings beat what was the projection for the fourth quarter in a row. And man, it has been in one upward bullish pattern that you can see in here. You can just follow the cyclical patterns right in here and see that, wow, this one we call a right-hand translation. There was almost no time to decline, and then moving up. But it is late in this advance right there, and we would expect that pretty soon it will be rolling over also. So some of these stocks that have these big gains, especially in big groups like this, they get really overdone. And what we see right now is that, now if you look at 34-week moving average. A lot of people watch the MACD or disparity index or something that gives you a sense for overbought, oversold. Here we're looking at a 2-year chart, and you can see that anytime it gets far away from the 34-week moving average, here and here, it bounces back to it. You can see it. Or if it gets far away, it comes back down to it. Well, this is an extraordinarily long period of time. So somewhere in here, this is a rising moving average, and this stock is going to come down and greet it. And that's why we think that this is overdone and likely to have a pullback. NVDA, NVIDIA. Now, what I had seen going on in here was what looked like a cyclical breakdown. And there, occasionally things happen where you get, nothing is perfect, and where you get this look like it broke down right there. In other words, this is where the lows were. It rallied and then came down and almost broke the low right here. So I read that as negative. And when it got a bit of a bounce, I saw this formation coming right in here. So I thought that NVIDIA at the moving averages with this bearish pattern was going to move to the downside. That was my analysis, but their earnings came in huge. Analysts all over it. They love this new massively expensive chip that they have, and this stock soars 21% on the week. And really, what I would believe would be overall good analysis that just did not work. And I had to make the same analysis anytime based on what I saw there. Here you could see, as we look at the daily chart in here, it was hovering around that 89-day moving average and was having trouble getting any upside momentum. But look at these last 3 days after the earnings report, it simply exploded to the upside. I hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also go to askSlim.com and become a Level 1 member. No cost to you, and we have some special videos for you to see.